Hello everyone and welcome back to Xbox Nation. My name is Fletcher and welcome back to today's video where I'm covering the 14 brand new Xbox and Game Pass games coming out for this week and to essentially see if any are worth your time and money. This is a bit of a calmer week compared to that awesome previous week that's just passed by. However, we still have some anticipated games and a couple of huge Game Pass editions coming your way. So with that, make sure you're subscribed for more Xbox content every single day and let's dive right into the games coming your way. First up on the 29th, we have a brand new Xbox release and also Game Pass Day 1 title called Towerborne. You will definitely need to get excited for this one though, as it's very reminiscent of Castle Crashers in so many ways. In this game, essentially the Belfry stands as a beacon of hope and safety amongst the ruins of humanity, with tons of monsters lurking right outside the tower's walls. In here, you will take control of an ace, and it's your determination to protect the people of the Belfry. Awesome spirit companions fighting beside your side, as you're destined for battle against basic mobs and some insane boss fights. Stoic have been doing an absolutely wonderful job with Towerborne, and I've been loving my time with it in the early preview with this game. A video review and coverage will be going live here on the channel this week, so stay tuned for that. I will say that if you're looking for a great co-op side-scrolling brawler, then this will definitely need to be on your radar for this week. FragPunk is finally launching on Xbox on the 29th of April, and that's after the slight delay which still seemingly came out of nowhere. What's more, the devs will be issuing plenty of gifts as a thanks to Xbox players to make up for this game's delay. If you're unaware though, the game is a free-to-play 5 vs 5 hero shooter with a very unique shard card mechanic. This essentially enables you to alter the game in various different ways, that being buffing your own team, changing the map layouts entirely, or just disrupting the enemy team. The game has seen a fair bit of success over on PC with a mostly positive rating over on Steam. Basically, players say that the game has a very good structure, gunplay and premise, but it does seem to have a really predatory gacha element within this game. Well, if you want to try it out, it is free to do so, and as mentioned, we do get some free rewards. These are all exclusives and time rewards that were part of Season 1, and if you also purchase the Battle Pass, you get all of the rewards straight away. Honestly, I did really enjoy my limited time with FragPunk when I tried it via beta a few months back, so I am keen to dive back into it this week, and I'll let you know my thoughts. On the very same day, we are seeing the release of SubwaySim 2, so if you're a train enjoyer or just like similar entries like Train Sim World 5 on Xbox Game Pass, then this one will be right up your alley. You'll be able to explore the 3 most picturesque underground lines in Germany, that being Berlin U1/U3 and Hamburg U3. From what I found upon doing some research for this video though, is that they do offer an unparalleled standard of realism and authenticity. The devs also mentioned that the graphics here have been heavily improved even more since its predecessor, and particular attention was dedicated to the vehicles, which are more detailed than ever before. I have to say, this really isn't my bag at all, but I know many a train lover out there, and my son will definitely be pleased with this new game, so no doubt I will lose my Xbox access for quite some time. Next up, we have a game that has really intrigued me since I'm in the mood for a more 360 era looking game, and that is none other than Kiborg. This game is a relentless roguelike beat 'em up where you enhance your body with new cybernetic implants in every single run. As you can see on screen now, it really is a hybrid of old school beat 'em ups, shooters and roguelikes. The fights here are very fast and brutal and also very deadly, as you'll be able to sever limbs, squash heads and tear cybernetic cores apart from your living foes. There are dozens of enemy types here as well with their own unique abilities and tactics, and they are all mixed and matched to create hundreds of challenging encounters. The story seems pretty straightforward as well, but in essence you're sent to the worst prison in the galaxy for crimes you didn't commit, and a violent reality show does offer you a way out of it. Again, it really does look like one of those 360 era AA titles that kind of comes out the blue, but garners a very heavy niche and loyal following. I can't wait to dive into this one when it launches this week, and you have to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Racing fans, MotoGP 25 is finally coming out this week. This one is really shaping up to be the most advanced and accessible entry in the series to date. This year's edition though introduces overhauled physics and AI, giving races a more lifelike feel while still allowing you to choose between arcade style and pro simulation handling. That flexibility this time around actually makes it perfect for both casual racers and hardcore sim fans. The career mode also got a major update, adding off-track activities like mini moto and dirt bike racing that actually impact your riders' fitness and their performance. There's also a real-time weather system here which affects grip and tyre wear, and every race now becomes a strategic battle against both your rivals and the track itself. Whether you're returning to the series or just diving into it, MotoGP 25 looks ready to deliver the definitive two-wheel racing experience when it hits Xbox this week on the 30th of April. Far Cry 4 is one of the newest additions to Xbox Game Pass this week, and I'm so glad we are finally seeing it alongside 5, 6 and New Dawn, which are already on Game Pass. For me personally, this does sit as possibly the third best Far Cry game for me of all time, and that is of course behind entries 2 and 3, which I still hope we'll see on Game Pass as well at some points. Of course, I am setting a bar high here, but Far Cry 4 is superb in the sort of action and world that we want to experience. The world of Krat is absolutely gorgeous, and the verticality on offer here is like nothing we've seen before in the Far Cry series. Of course, the maniacal leader Pagan Min is one of the best antagonists in the series, and gunplay wise is a hell of a lot of fun. The only downside is the typical Ubisoft traits of open world games, that being capture outposts here, find a hidden cache there, but aside from that is a pretty good experience. It is also 60 FPS now on the Xbox Series X and S consoles, and I highly recommend you dive into it this week. After being delayed out of 2024, we have finally seen the arrival of Despelote this week on the 1st of May. Despelote is a sort of autobiography story about co-developer Cordero's young life growing up in Quito, Ecuador in the late 90s and early 2000s, specifically when Ecuador was on its way to making the FIFA World Cup tournament for the very first time in the country's history. It looks to be a really interesting and compelling narrative that's told around you while you, as a young kid obsessed with soccer, play as much soccer as you possibly can. I think many of us will simply pick up this game due to the extremely cool looking hand-drawn art style. What do you think about the look of Despelote? If you do pick it up, I would be keen to hear your thoughts over on our Discord server, and the link for that is down below. If you are a fan of strategy games, it's certainly a better week for you. We are seeing Anno 1800 arrive on the Xbox Game Pass on the 1st of May, and personally I can't wait for it as I really enjoyed my time with this one over on PC. If you're unfamiliar, Anno 1800 is a city building strategy game set in the 19th century during the beginning of the Industrial Age. The game centers around resource production, management and growth in order to build your very own metropolis. Alongside this though, you can establish trade routes, but also have to be mindful of your profit margins and build a strong and stable community. This is comfortably the most engrossing city builder that I've ever played since City Skylines, and is one that combines an intriguing theme with some enjoyably complex production chains and trading mechanics. Definitely check it out when it comes to Xbox Game Pass this week on console, cloud and PC. Before we dive into the remaining games this week, a quick reminder, I did partner with G2A for a video that went live this Sunday covering Xbox versus PC to ultimately see who the winner is out of a selection of new and older games this year. The team at G2A are also giving away a €50 gift card for the best comment about the debate on this video. So make sure to head over there at the end of this video and get your entry in as soon as possible. Also make sure to subscribe as well, and I'm so curious to hear your thoughts. After what seems like an eternity since Microsoft acquired Activision, we are finally starting to see more additions to Xbox Game Pass. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is coming to Xbox Game Pass this week, which is absolutely huge, and I hope this means we'll see more of the titles rolling out onto the service very soon. In terms of Modern Warfare 2 though, it is certainly the most mixed out of all the current gen Modern Warfare games, and I know many didn't like it due to the multiplayer being incredibly slow paced. However, the story in this game is absolutely excellent and was a very welcome follow-up to the incredible Modern Warfare reboot in 2019, and of course it still follows the team of Soap, Captain Price and many others. Multiplayer wise though, it is still fairly populated even after those mixed reviews, and you can also get decent Spec Ops missions if co-op is more your jam. Are you going to dive back into Modern Warfare 2 now it's on Xbox Game Pass, or are you trying it for the very first time? You'll have to let me know down below. Stasis Valley might not appeal to every single one of you watching this video, however this looks like such a beautiful 2D puzzle platformer from a really small indie developer. From doing some research, this game follows Adam, a young man who has recently experienced a great loss. After this event, he will descend into a surreal valley with his own mind, where he must attempt to make sense of the world around him, and of course, this is a story about loss, avoidance, and acceptance. In an official press release, there is a mention that the game will hold over 100 levels for us to explore, with some space-bending mechanics that will really look to challenge the most competent puzzle fans. Personally, I just love the art style of this one, and it looks super well polished from an indie developer. It comes out on the 1st of May for all the Xbox consoles. If you like Peggle, then you need to keep your eye on Peglin for this week. I'm not kidding you, this game plays like a combination of Peggle and Slay the Spire. The enemies are tough, and if you're defeated, your run is over, but you've got powerful orbs with special effects and incredible relics that influence both your enemies and physics that you'll use to defeat them. The game was a huge indie hit over on Steam since its launch and has since garnered over 14,000 reviews, with most of them being very positive. I can see that many gamers over there actually stated that it's very punishing with the RNG elements, but that's what makes this one so much more addictive from start to finish. Honestly, I'm already sold on this one as I love Slay the Spire and it's one of my favourite indie games over on Xbox Game Pass, and of course Peggle is incredibly fun. This comment over on Steam though seems to hit the nail on the head perfectly about Peglin. It's just more of a modern Peggle besides Peggle 2. On the 2nd of May, there is a much anticipated 3D narrative exploration game coming from an indie studio called Two Falls: A Journey of Choices, and it's similar in vein to games like Firewatch. This unique title is developed in Quebec and promises to deliver an immersive storyline experience that will captivate players with its rich narrative and striking visuals. The game is designed to provide a deep and engaging experience, really allowing you to delve into the narrative while exploring the lush environments that the developers have meticulously crafted. You will be exploring the 17th century Canadian wilderness here, with intertwining journeys of Jean, a French king's daughter stranded far from her French colonies, and Macon, a young Innu hunter trying to uncover what's disturbing his native forest, land of his ancestors. It looks really good so far from early trailers and previews, and I might have to dive into this one when it lands this week. In case you somehow missed it over the past week, we did see the launch of Oblivion Remastered onto Xbox, and it also came day one onto Xbox Game Pass, and it really has been a surefire success so far for Bethesda and Team Green. The visuals and overall gameplay improvements were excellently crafted by Virtuous Studios, while still retaining the old bugs, jankiness and voices we absolutely adored from the original release back in 2006. I know many of you have been stating how awesome this remaster is, and I have to say I've been loving my own time with it since diving into it 2 days ago. How are you finding this remaster so far, and are there any other games you want to see get remasters like this? Let me know down below. Horizon Realms is out now on all platforms and is a huge update to Forza Horizon this week that I definitely recommend, and you need to check it out. It's a free update, but at first glance there isn't too much in the new Realms update for casual players, with 11 returning playgrounds for you to blast around in. If you enjoy chasing leaderboard positions or annihilating their personal best scores, then this is a ton of fun. Each location features a skill mode as well, along with a free mode, with the latter giving you unlimited freedom to charge around the gorgeous areas without a time limit. As for the skill mode though, you're tasked with banking as much skill score points as possible within 5 minutes. I was hoping to see some objectives similar to the PR stunt star ratings for hitting certain scores on each run, but it is as simple as hammering around to just see how much you can rack up. Overall though, it is another fantastic addition to the game. It gives players another reason to return to Forza Horizon 5 for another couple of evenings. I'm sure the average player won't get a massive amount of mileage out of this update, but leaderboard chasers will find some exciting new environments to master and surely put us all to shame with impressive gameplay clips showcasing their skills. So what game are you looking forward to this week? Let me know down below. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed and subscribe for more Xbox content every single day. Whilst here though, check out the video on screen now about Xbox versus PC and which one is better in 2025. As I mentioned earlier, G2A are giving away a €50 gift card for this video, so check it out to get your entry in as soon as possible.